Not on my account.
You don't take sugar?
I don't take Ovaltine.
If it's good enough for Orphan Annie, Sergeant. Here's a list of the people you'll be picking up tomorrow morning. At 9:30 a.m. in front of the Brill Building, a Mr. Eddie McEwen. Mr. McEwen is a struggling young comedian. The Brill Building is...
Yeah, I know where it is.
Of course you do. Then, Mrs. Baverstock will be at her apartment at 230 East 50. Oh, Mr. McEwen is, I'm given to understand, an incredibly struggling young comedian. Perhaps to spare Mrs. Baverstock, he'd best ride up front with you?
Swell.
Then, at a house on East 92nd Street, you are to pick up an actor named Patrick O'Reilly. Mr. O'Reilly is an Irish tenor.
You told us, Miss Baverstock, you had a chauffeur.
I made up some story, yes. The others arrive by car and train. I do hope they make their connections.
Snow's supposed to stop by midnight.
and still falling all along the eastern seaboard, where it originally been estimated as 4 inches, has already doubled that with no end in sight.
I hope this won't scour for our people.
What?
I said, I hope this won't scour for our people.
My dear, these are actors, director, producer, composer, lyricist, all coming to get my money for their Broadway show. Nothing short of the end of the world will stop them.
If this is going to work, you've got to say the speech exactly like we rehearsed it. You're going to be able to pull off your end of this, okay?
Espionage is in my blood, Sergeant. I won't fail you. Poor dead Phoebe's decomated. Being Archon was so important to her, and now she's anything but.
Here.
Ah, yes, that which may reveal a murder. Oh, Sergeant, this is going to be a grand adventure, isn't it? And I planned a perfectly grand menu for the occasion. To begin, a tween of December fruit, followed by lobster on dill.
Yeah, well, since my first adventure will be driving through a snowstorm tomorrow, I better get some sleep.
Come, I'll show you to your room. I must admit, Sergeant, you're something of a surprise to me.
Nor the Federal Bureau of Investigation would confirm these rumors. The Nazi submarine is believed to have landed off the shore of Long Island in the middle of this month, with the body of Florence Becker discovered knifed to death in the back of a restaurant in the Yorkville section of Manhattan. It is believed that only one, possibly the leader of these saboteurs, is still at large. In other news, the British 8th Army announced success today in North Carolina city of Iran.
Stuck in the drive. I'm going down with the shovel. And the bar needs condiments. Will you see to it?
Ja, geneigte Frau.
Genannte Frau. A bit formal this morning, aren't you? Oh, I think I know. Little Helsey's curious about my overnight guest, isn't she?
Nein.
Not even curious which bedroom it's tucked in? Oh, don't worry, you're still the princess here. Now, to the day. There'll be 7 for lunch, 4 for dinner. I want you at your most efficient today, Helsa. I'm not at liberty to tell you why, but today will add a bone-chilling chapter to the Von Gross of Newton annals. Clear that also, will you?
Thank you, thank you. Sure, and we're after being stuck down on the road at the bottom of your driveway. Wouldn't you know?
Ja, I hear the car.
No, that's another car. We can't even get up the hill. I'm Patrick O'Reilly, one of the actors. I thought I'd be after coming up to see if I could borrow a shivel.
A shiver?
A shivel?
Oh, Fräulein von Großknuden is using it right now. May I take your coat?
I may as well go back down then and see what I can do.
You are Irish, Mr. O'Reilly.
It's Paddy's cow, and you are Scandinavian.
I am German.
Are you now?
A refugee. Fräulein von Großknuden gave me refuge here 4 years ago.
Did she know?
From the Nazis!
The Nazis, was it?
Swine that they are!
I see. Well, it's been most interesting meeting you, Miss
Wenzel, Helsa Wenzel.
Wenzel. Yes. Faith and Begorra. But isn't there a very famous German cabaret entertainer by the name of Wenzel at the Tivoli, I believe?
You are familiar with German cabaret entertainers?
Well, it's after being my business now, isn't it?
I never paid much attention to the cabarets.
This is the library. We'll hold the
It's perfect.
Hello, I am Elsa von Grossmützen.
I'm Patrick O'Reilly. The lots of us are stuck down below. I came up after a shivel.
A shovel?
A shovel.
Oh, shovel, of course. Well, it's right outside the door. This is Miss Nikki Crandall, and this is Kendall Mate, your director.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. And now, I'll be after getting that shivel.
I'll go with you.
Well, it's after being down to the bottom of the hill, miss. And the snow is as steep as the cliffs of Killarney.
I am of solid Bavarian stock, Mr. O'Reilly. Snow is in my blood.
But not in your heart, dear Elsa. This lady is the most generous patron of our art alive today.
Am I, Ken?
Without you, Elsa, there would be more than 30 or 40 shows in the Great White Way. She backed 12 last season.
Well, I do like to dabble. Now, Ken, suppose you mix you and Miss Crandall a drink. Bernice and they will be down as soon as they thaw out. Marjorie is trudging up the hill. Soon we'll be all together once more. Won't we, Ken?
Yes, it would be good to see Renee and Bernice again.
All together, right, Ken?
Yes.
And when I get back, I want to hear all about Hollywood.
Just up the garment district in the middle of an orange grove, that's Hollywood.
And picturesque.
Of course, there is an ocean somewhere.
You've never seen the ocean?
Certainly I saw the ocean. I was at a party at Santa Monica one night and someone pulled up in the drapes. You drink?
No, thank you.
You were about to tell me in the cab which show you were with in Washington.
Dewberry.
Oh, so you know Bob then?
Bob?
Bob Alton, the choreographer?
This was the road show. Jimmy Arden staged it.
Oh. And you closed in Washington?
Well, I left the show in Washington.
Not to come up here for a Bacchus audition, I hope.
No, I have other things on the fire.
And you're a singer slash dancer?
Well, dancer mostly.
Yes, I kind of thought that when I watched you get off the train.
I walk like a duck, you mean?
No, you tripped over your suitcase.
Sure sign.
And with whom did you study dance?
Well, you see, originally I'm from Chicago.
Oh, I know Chicago quite well.
Actually, south of there. You know Kankakee?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, well, I studied there with Tasha Dubrovska.
I see.
Jeepers! This is a swell house, isn't it?
Yes.
I'll bet there are a lot of swell houses in Hollywood.
Ostentatious, but swell. Yes.
Do you live out there?
I'm hoping this enterprise will bring me back to New York.
Are you working on anything now?
I've just finished a picture, Moonlight in Rio.
Moonlight in Rio? You shot a film in Brazil?
No, I shot it in Culver City. Except the beach. The beach I shot in Oxnard.
Who's in it?
Alice Faye, Dick Powell, Phil Silvers, Ann Miller, Patsy Kelly, George Brent, Lorenz Melchior, Jaska Hayfetz, and Bora Minovich.
Oh, sure, I saw it.
You probably did, but this one hasn't been released yet.
Oh.
It's good. Good to be back.
New York?
The theater. That event, as ancient as man and as mysterious and inspiring as the nature man once sought to imitate or appease in his earliest rituals. Rituals we now call theater. Not moving pictures, but life. Life distilled to a pure, clear ring of truth. Never forget that it is your heritage.
I mean, I guess I really only do musical comedies.
Yes. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take my sherry upstairs and into the bathtub, get rid of some of this Union Pacific Railroad I brought with me.
Of course, I want to look over the lead sheets anyways.
See you later.
Hi, I'm Admiral Byrd. Am I lost? Is this the North Pole? Boy, what a blizzard. I saw 4 penguins on my way up here, and one of them was wearing a polar bear. Only kidding. I'm Eddie McEwen. This your place?
No, I'm Nikki Crandall. It's fun for us to probably went down to help some people who are stuck.
Oh, that's us. And a car ahead of us and a taxi behind us. They'll never make it up that hill. So I decided to hoof it.
Your boots, the Oriental!
Oh, yeah. You here for the audition?
Yeah,
You write or?
I'm an actor.
Oh, great. Guess we'll be working together.
You're an actor?
Well, I'm a comedian, actually. You see Hell's a Poppin'?
Are you in it?
I had a couple of bits, yeah. Just left there a month ago, doing some radio. closet?
The coat closet's out in the hall.
Out here?
Yeah. Hardly knew that my heart on my sleeve while working.
You have the music?
Didn't you get such a copy?
I only got the gig yesterday. Some other guy got sick, and my agent asked me, hey, can you sing? Sure, I say. Always say yes, one of my rules. No matter what they ask, yes. So this morning a limo picks me up, parks me in front with a chauffeur, and we go pick up a Damon and Mug in Yorkville. What a trip driving through a blizzard. I can't see a thing, so I don't know how my driver can. And on top of that, he's deaf.
Deaf?
Had to be. I did 40 minutes of my best stuff, and he don't crack a smile. White House Merry-Go-Round
It's a nice tune.
by Renee Hopewell and Bernice Roth. Hopewell and Roth, is this going to be one of their
I
shows?
think so.
Hot dog!
You don't get any better than that.
They got a string of hits, I think, except for Manhattan Holiday. They've never had a flop. What's the other music? Do they have a number for a comic?
I'm honestly not sure. I'll bet Mr. Delamaze will sign twice, though.
Ken DeLamaze? He's here too? He's the director? Hot dog!
You didn't know this?
I don't know anything except I'm being paid $25 to do a Packers audition for some dame named Von Grossen something.
Knuten.
No thanks. I had a Danish.
No, that's her name, Von Grossen Knuten.
I'm a joke. I'm a comic, remember?
I'll try.
Boy, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. To be in the start of a hit news show. I guess they're looking for a producer.
I mean, as I know, they have a producer. They're looking for an angel.
Who's the producer?
Marjorie Batterstock.
Hot dog, Marjorie Badford. Stop. Oh my gosh.
Actually, now that I think about it, she was probably the woman in your cab. Was she wearing mink by chance? You're going back out?
I'm going back, period, to New York City.
What?
It's the same people. Manhattan Holiday, the same creative team.
So there was a dud that scares you back to New York.
No, the stage door slasher scares me back to New York. Get your coat. Where you been? 2 years ago, 3 women murdered, all chorus girls, all in Manhattan Holiday.
You know, I actually remember reading something about that. You know, I was on the road.
They had to close the show. The chorus wouldn't come back to work until they caught the killer. And lady, they never caught him. Let's hit the breeze.
Okay, well, if he's only killing women, what are you so worried about?
How do I know he hasn't changed his preferences?
Okay, well, if he's only killing chorus girls, then what are you so worried about? There are no chorus girls here. Okay, yeah, I'm getting my first. Okay. This is silly. That was 2 years ago, and the only similarity is the creative team. And anyways, there's no way you're getting back to New York in that weather. Look how thick the snow is falling. It's a dark, sunless day. For what you know, the killer could be out there somewhere, stranded, wandering, and it's only gonna get darker and darker, and he's gonna be stranded, stuck in the middle
You
of...
can stop right there before you get to Dracula's entrance. I'll leave her a note. There's got to be 25 rooms in this joint. The slasher could be in any one of them, and that don't count the closets.
A secret passage?
What?
There's steps leading down.
Let's get out of here.
Let's take a look.
My gosh, they do exist.
What do?
I thought it was only in movies when there's a lunatic killer on the loose killing everybody and their brother. There's somebody, usually a dame, who goes out and hears a noise in the hen house and goes out in the pitch black night to investigate.
Well, did you ever notice that in those same very movies there's always a great hero who's not afraid of the dark?
I'm a comic, remember? The dark definitely scares me. It's part of our training.
You must be Mr. McEwen since you're the only one unaccounted for. I'm your hostess, Elsa von Grossington. And of course you know Mrs. Baberstock and Mr. O'Reilly since you rode up with her.
Hardly now, Elsa, as Mr. McEwen was up front with your driver. I get the opportunity to tell you, Mr. McEwen, that I think it's simply different of you to fill in at the last moment like this.
Oh, well, thanks.
And this is Miss Crandall. Lady darling, I don't believe you know Miss Baberstock. Do you have a cold, Mr. McEwen?
Oh, no. See, there's been a hitch, and I actually have my dates mixed up, and I'm due back in New York.
Oh dear, when?
That would be right now.
Really?
Well, I don't know how you'll get there. Perhaps it skipped your attention, but we're having a blizzard.
Oh, I know.
Well, I know I, for one, would be quite sorry to see you go. I've been hearing such good things about your work, and of course, Kendall Mays, who is directing the audition, knows every agent in Hollywood. Do you have an agent in Hollywood, Ellen?
Come on, let's get back to work.
Well, what about the stage door slasher?
He can get his own agent.
I can't wait for you to hear the show, Elsa. It's Davoon, simply Davoon. I have the budget all worked out, even down to the opening night party. We'll hold it at Sardi's, naturally. And if we charge the actors just a teensy cover charge, we'll break even. Elsa, are you redecorating?
Oh, right, the bookcase has been turned. Someone move the pen holder.
Oh, I guess I did that.
A secret passage, where does it lead?
To the other passages. The house is laced with them.
My goodness, Nancy Drew would be in 7th Avenue, wouldn't she?
They're nothing, Marjorie. Just your average, ordinary, everyday secret passageways.
Was it to stop on the Underground Railway or something?
No.
Then why?
My father, who built the house, was Baron Wilhelm von Grossigmünden.
Ah, yes.
You've heard of him?
Well, wasn't there a motion picture about him with Eric von Stroheim? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Someone else. Though he was a legend, there has been no motion picture on him.
Obviously, I have mixed up.
He built the house when he left Germany at the end of the war.
He was a general.
He was the Kaiser's chief of espionage and the most brilliant intelligence mind in European history.
He was a spy?
You have heard, perhaps, of the Dreyfus Papers? The Colonel read a letter? The Kruger telegram? The von Moltke note? The Hotzendorf memo? The von Emich shopping list? Events which changed the course of history, with my father at their center, working in clandestine covert alliance, cloaked in an atmosphere of secrecy, stealth, and subterfuge.
But why the secret passages?
It was the only way he could get around.
Is all our company met?
Oh, Kendall!
Honey.
Oh, actress, this is Kendall Mays, your director. Whom haven't you met him?
I'm Eddie McEwen. I just did Hell's a Pop.
Eddie, we will go to work shortly. but-
Excuse me, gnädige Frau, but I cannot find the meat cleaver.
You need a meat cleaver?
For the hors d'oeuvres, ja.
Well, if you're sure. My home is your home. Everyone make yourselves comfortable. Don't. Yes, thank you. I'll be right back. Now, Elsa, are you sure you mean a meat cleaver?
Jawohl.
Okay, darling, look, I see your passage. Oh.
So it is. Very like the one I just used in the circular staircase, with Paulette Goddard, Laird Krieger, Judith Anderson, George Sanders, Peter Lorre, and John Carradine.
And I saw it, Ken, and it was some of your best work.
It hasn't been released yet. Now, Cass, as I was saying, we will go to work shortly. But let me remind you that although this is only a backers audition for an audience of one, it is still theater. So any questions of character or interpretation you have, bring them out. Theater is nothing more or less than life distilled to a pure, clear ring of truth. A ritual as old as time
Make
itself.
someone a martini. I am in danger of frostbite.
Oh, Renee, darling, how you? Oh,
Marjorie, sweetheart, love the new word.
actress, this is Renee Hopewell. They're to do your music, Renee. Miss Crandall, Mr. McEwen, Mr. O'Reilly.
His eyes are very blue.
Perhaps I'll have a drink now. It makes it so much easier to excuse such licentious behavior.
Oh, I was not being licentious, Marjorie. A trifle of business, perhaps, yes, a bit lascivious, but not licentious.
And what's the difference?
The placement of the tongue, I imagine.
Ken, I didn't see you there. How wonderful to be working with you again. I was just saying to Bernice on the way here that now our script will have, distilled truth and clean rings and new spark plugs and all those wonderful things that Ken does. And you are the comic.
Right, you've seen my work?
No, I merely assumed that's why you look like that. I must have that martini.
How about a performer? Is there a drink before attempting to entice Elsa out of her money?
No, thank you.
Right now, thanks.
I'll have a shot of bourbon.
Hi, gang!
Oh, Bernice, darling!
Bernice, you're looking wonderful.
Oh, Mr. Kid.
Oh, you've added a bracelet, I see.
Oh, have a drink with us, Bernice. I'm having a teeny martini.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll have a huge Manhattan.
Cherry?
Be realistic, Renee.
This cast is Bernice Rost, the lyricist. Your cast.
Martini time.
Hi, gang. Sorry I'm late getting downstairs, but the storm froze the lock on my overnight case, and I've been upstairs heating it with a candle.
Heating the lock?
And the wax from the candle kept dripping on the rug, so I moved into the closet and set something on fire.
Set what on fire?
Well, see, I don't know, because whatever it was burnt up. Then the maid comes in while I'm kneeling on the floor in the closet under this raging fire and wants to know if I'm Haitian. His eyes are very blue.
Ain't it something to be with all these famous people?
Guess so.
Fierce, I know that!
Ken, love your tan.
That only cost one soul.
Ah, well, may cost us ours. You know, Bernice and I have been approached about a motion picture later this year. You know who Abbott and Costello are?
Those two guys in the Bobby Clark thing.
Streets of Paris.
Streets of Paris, thank you. Well, Universal just signed them, and we've been approached about some songs.
That reminds me, the lead dancer from that show, Grover Champion.
Gower champion.
Right, well, we should think about him. And Bernice, I know you're only in your first draft, but think about that long, long, long section where the man is telling the woman how beautiful she is and making it a ballet.
I didn't think that section was all that long.
Ever notice how in Bernice's writing, every time someone tells a woman how beautiful she is, the scene goes on forever?
That comes from understanding romance, Renee, a subject you are somewhat hazy on.
Oh, really? That comes from writing in front of that smoke mirror you've got over your desk is what it comes from. I'm sick of having scandals like this in public, Bernice.
Let's get to work.
We're all together once more. All together. And are we all comfortable?
We're fine, Elsa.
We're about to start rehearsals, Elsa.
Does anyone need a refill?
Oh, sure.
Heavens, how dark it's getting. And it's only just past 1. Wonderful, the snow just won't stop. What are you having, Alice?
What's closest?
Excuse me, gnade Frau, but your cook called and is snowed in.
Drat! Well, there's nothing for it, but I shall go into the kitchen and whip up a quick lunch. We don't want you hungry for the big show now, do we? Come, let's see if you remember how to do sauerbraten.
Sauerbraten? How inspired. She's chosen a dish that even if she ruined, no one can tell the difference.
I suggest we get started with rehearsals, since that is why we're here.
Is it? Hasn't anyone wondered why this particular creative group has been gathered in this particular house?
A backwards audition?
Well, yes, featuring the team whose last effort was Manhattan Holiday, the show during which Phoebe McAllister, Elsa's friend, was murdered. Another drink, Ken? You look as though you need one.
It's just the memory of that horrible time. I think it was forgotten.
Well, obviously it isn't. Though Elsa is eccentric, though she slithers through life as though she were Gail Sondengard, her behavior today strikes me as more batty than usual.
Well, if that's possible.
And I believe we have been gathered for a dual purpose.
Which is?
She wants to observe us, together.
To what end?
Excuse me, but who was murdered?
Were you in New York 2 years ago?
Oh, well, 2 years ago I was off visiting the old mither in County Cork.
You were visiting a mither?
Someone killed 3 members of our dancing chorus.
And this killer was a member of the show.
We don't know.
We don't know. Of course we know. We play New Haven, a murder. Boston, a murder. Philadelphia,
Terrible.
And a murder closes us out in New York. Someone with the show.
See, I told you.
Someone with the show.
And you suspect the killer is in this house?
Well, yes.
I'm sorry, but you're not after knowing much about murderers. They may occasionally be drawn back to the scene of the crime, but they never, once they are free and away, never would intentionally associate themselves with anyone who could possibly have reason to suspect them.
Excuse me? How do you know so much about murders?
Well, me feather and me feather's feather, God rest their souls, were police officers.
And you're a tenor?
You know, I still think that's why we've been gathered here.
Sounds like a parlor game, Miss Opal. Murder is never so interesting. In real life, it is sudden and filled with rage. Quite emotional. Quite Messy. No secret passages, just blood-soaked carpets.
What blood-soaked carpet? Excuse me, I thought I heard something about a blood-soaked carpet.
So you're talking about real life, Elsa, though God knows why, since we're here to do a musical comedy.
Crowley von Grossenknuten has asked me to tell you that lunch will be served in about 30 minutes. In the meantime, there are hors d'oeuvres.
I suggest we get started with rehearsals, which, Renee, is the only reason we are gathered here.
Just thought it worth mentioning.
Well, if you believe there'd be a killer loop that's not stand in front of the bookcase, it's a secret passage.
Oh, good heavens!
Are we going to work, or should we all get in pajamas and continue to tell ghost stories? Actors, over there. Renee and Bernice, at the piano.
I'm sorry there is no broadcast, Mr. O'Reilly, since you are so interested in St. German.
Bernice, have you decided how much of the book we're going to do?
What?
The book.
Bernie,
What?
have the silliness of Renee frightened you?
Oh, no, of course not. I was just thinking. We have nothing to be afraid of here. My God, we're warm and cozy in this lovely, old, kind of weird house with secret passages and blood-soaked carpets and kind of isolated by a snowstorm.
I'm afraid I have a rather troubling announcement. I hope none of you have to reach New York this afternoon, for the phone seems to have gone dead.
And the phone seems to have gone dead. Help! We're going to be fired!
There's a spook in Tim Pan Alley, walking on the piano keys. He's a driving ghost who can make the most of his rhythmic tendencies. So you better watch out, someone's about on the town with new kinds of rhythm. You may meet the boogie 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 man.
Okay, we're going to take this from the top. Are you with me? Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Hopkins still in, though out. Farley has lost his plow.
You've got to know the way. Who's got who's here today?
Ix and Cordell Hull
Won't even take your call. Bless your inside of thee, taking a ride on the White House merry-go-round. Oh, I love it so far, and so will Elsa. The tunes, the lyrics, the lyrics. It was divine, simply divine.
All right, let's get on with the second act. It's already 4, and Elsa wants to see this before dinner.
I need to see a man about a dog.
Oh, me too.
And maybe some coffee.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, coffee's a good idea.
Okay, 10 minutes.
How's it look so far, Mr. Dale Mays?
It's coming.
Would anyone be after wanting anything? I'm going to the kitchen for a spot hot chicken.
I'd love some.
See if she has any tea. No, never mind, I'll come myself.
Oh, Mr. Dale Mays, I noticed you skipped over the part where the taxi driver does an impersonation of the Japanese ambassador. Well, you don't have to skip over that part if you don't want to.
Eddie, I think Renee and Bernice have Bert Lahr in mind for the role of the cab driver.
See, I do a Japanese.
It needs a name in there, you understand.
I was just thinking it would add flavor.
I'd be unfair not to tell you that's the direction they're looking.
You're surprised I speak your language. I was educated at UCLA.
Eddie, your talent is just as special as Lars, but I think it's distilled from a different kind of truth. There will probably be other roles which will ring closer to the quality you project. Okay?
What did he say?
He said no.
Heck, even if I'm just second banana, this could be the break I've been looking for. Aren't you excited about this?
I mean, they get stars for the stuff we're reading for, don't they?
You never know. You live in New York?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
West 64th, between Broadway and Amsterdam.
Oh yeah? I live on 50th, across from Madison Square Garden.
I actually used to live near there. 48, the dance halls.
Live alone, or
I have 2 roommates.
got a boyfriend?
Did have. He joined the Navy last year.
Yeah, Navy's not bad. I've been thinking, maybe I should join up myself before I get drafted.
Aren't you a bit old to be drafted?
Well, yeah, right now, but with the way things are going, I better get a name in showbiz, PDQ, so then I can get into the entertainment section of the Army.
You wanna kill him with laughs, huh?
They got such units.
A comics battalion? Oh yeah, they hit the beach right after the magicians.
It's called Special Services.
Mm-hmm, and they pass out ping pong balls.
You know, I'd have known you were a dancer even if you hadn't said it.
Yeah?
You talk straight out, like a guy. Most dames don't do that, but dancers do. Of course, I'm talking showbiz, not ballet.
Do you date a lot of dancers?
I don't date a lot of anything.
Well, you haven't got yourself a girl.
No, see, most dames don't want to get serious with a comic. That's okay. That's the way it's laid out.
What's laid out?
You know, hero gets the girl, comic gets the laughs.
In the movies.
And in real life, pretty much the same thing.
Okay, well, you know what? Maybe I just haven't met any heroes.
Many comics.
Just one. I want to look over that second act ballad.
You believe in chemistry?
Chemistry?
You know, you look at someone and something happens.
I don't know.
Well, it's happening here. With O'Reilly and the maid, they really got eyes for each other. I think we're seeing the start of a hot affair.
Yeah, maybe they sense something in common.
It ever happened to you? Chemistry?
No.
How about your boyfriend?
We live next to each other. We're kind of just there.
Until now.
Yeah.
It never happened to me either, chemistry.
You know what? Hey, maybe it's just for the movies, right?
No, it happened to my father.
Did?
From the bus window. He was on the corner, she was on the bus. They saw each other. Wham, he chased that bus for 5 blocks.
It was your mother?
No, just some girl. Never saw her again. But he used to tell me, Eddie, when it happens, you'll know. It's chemical. Just make sure it's on number 17 to Ozone Park. That's an express. Yeah, it can happen. You just gotta be looking for it, that's all.
I don't know why I would never want to. How many times have I told you that I want the corgis neuter?
I do not want to neuter the corgi.
And why not?
It was Chicken. They said.
All right, so let's get back to work.
So how are you all doing? Miss Von Grossen, you wanted me to lay out some fresh coffee in here for you.
We just had coffee.
So she won't have to go into the kitchen.
She probably just wants us out of the way while she learns to light the oven.
So you folks are in the show business, huh?
Yes, do you ever attend the theater, Mr.
Kelly?
Oh.
No, not that much. I had a cousin in the Havocado at the World's Fair.
Dinner, such as it is, will be around 7. To help tide you over, I'll have Elsa bring in some
We're
liederkrans.
fine, Elsa. Please don't worry about us.
Oh, and one other thing. Yesterday, when we were cleaning out the guest room in anticipation of your arrival, guess what we found? Phoebe McAllister's deco makeup kit. It had somehow been packed with the showgirl costumes when the show closed and sent to Princeton.
Showgirl costumes? I thought Princeton was a men's school.
Only in the daytime, obviously.
For that show they do, it has a kick line.
Last week, someone there found the kit and, recognizing the name as one of the murder victims, mailed it to the police, who thereupon mailed it to me. I put it in the closet and forgot about it. Until yesterday. With all of us reunited, I became curious. I opened it. And what do you think I found?
I don't want to hear this. It's going to be someone's finger or something.
A small notebook. A round notebook?
A round notebook.
A notebook that was full of notes and tiny little spirals and phone numbers, and something is in my hand. Something caught my eye. The last appointment. The night she was murdered.
An appointment with who?
Don't know. But they were wearing a watch. No. The book gives a time and a place.
That night? Probably just an appointment to go over a key change or something.
Couldn't be. The night poor Bibi was murdered, we were dark. No one was at the theater.
What are you so excited about, Renee?
Well, no one was there.
No, they weren't.
What?
They weren't singing.
What? She wasn't singing.
They weren't singing in an elevator? Oh, no, excuse me, I need some coffee.
Well, the stage manager was there that night. I remember because the set designer and I stopped by before going to dinner at Tough and Eddie's.
Oh, couldn't have been Ken. The stage manager was with me at the Blue Ribbon.
No, Marjorie, I remember distinctly because it was the first
I
time...
certainly ought to know who my own damn stage manager was, Ken.
Calm down, Marjorie. Why are you so upset?
An alibi, obviously.
Oh, no, the note doesn't say the theater. It says the hotel. The night Bibi was murdered, she had an appointment at the hotel.
An appointment with whom? No one was there.
We only used the suite there as a staff room.
Why don't we take a look at the book?
No. I think it much better if I turn it over to the police. In the morning.
Excuse me, Miss Von Grossen.
Can you tell me?
Yes?
I think you should put that book in a safe place and as far from you as possible. Because if that book connects the killer to the murders, he'd kill to get it.
But he doesn't know I have it, does he?
Well, he does now.
Oh, really, Mr. McEwen? For that to be true, the killer would have to be in this room.
Let's not be ridiculous. We're show people, so no, on with the act the second, as Shakespeare might have said.
He might have, but I doubt if he ever did.
Do you mind if I stay and watch it with Ken? You know how I adore the rehearsal process?
It will spoil the audition for you, Elsa.
Oh, I shan't stay long, just to suit
No,
him.
really, I think...
Oh, well, this is my house.
Oh, for God's sake, Marjorie, let her stay. I need to get started.
Sit here, Elsa.
Okay, Act 2 begins. We already have coffee!
Fräulein von Grosenknuten mentions that O'Reilly prefers chocolate.
All right. Bernice, second act, please.
Okay. White House merry-go-round Act 2. It opens in the Senate chambers. On stage are Ruth and Trudy. There are also some page boys.
Sounds Davoon, simply Davoon.
Oh, sure, and I fear the hot chiclet has gone and given me a terrible headache. I notice I am not needed in this number, so if you don't mind, I'll go out for some aspirin.
Poor dear boy. There's some in the kitchen. I'll get it for you.
Come right back.
That's the format. Here's how it goes. Trudy is on stage opening mail from Biff's constituents, all of whom have advice on how to run the country. This leads to the second act opener. Everyone can do it better.
Okay, so following Bernice's intro, we do the numbers. Renee?
Biff, Trudy, and mark down that I'll do all the page boys.
I bet you will.
Have a drink, Marjorie. It'll coat your tongue.
What happened?
Just try the light switch.
Where is it?
Ouch! Everyone stand still. It may be a power failure. I'm going to the basement.
Are there any candles?
What was that noise?
An owl.
In the library?
This is making me very nervous.
Calm down, Bernice.
I'm not Bernice. Please stop rubbing my neck.
Sorry.
Everyone, remain calm. I'll bet it's just the snowstorm. Miss von Grosenknuten might come back with candles.
Listen, are we all here? Are we? Didn't I hear the tiniest of screams a moment ago?
I bumped into a chair.
We're all here, Bernice.
That was Renee and Ken. This is me, the performers,
I'm here.
and me, and Marjorie.
Lights are back. Everyone all right? I think it's because I plugged in the toaster.
We're fine, Elsa. We're moving as fast as we can.
No hurry. I haven't even started the white sauce.
White
White sauce? On sauerbraten?
Come on, back to work, kids.
Okay, from the top. We are going to try this again, okay? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Anyone can do it better.
From the East Coast to the West.
They all know what's really best for the USA. Anyone can write a letter about the way that he or she wants to run this country. If they have their way, they all know just what to do about internal revenue and the kind of bones
that fall out of chew.
yeah, they all can do it better. And after all of this advice, darling, it feels very nice to be here with you. 'Cause when it comes to us, no one does it better than just we two.
I don't think she liked it.
No, she's smiling. She's just not being vocal.
Well, following that number, which will be catchier and funnier, or maybe cut if you hate it that much.
Bernice, let's go on.
No, that was the second act opener. And if she hates it.
All right. Marjorie, do you hate it, or is Bernice going through a typical attack of paranoia?
Audrey, honey, I mean, we're friends. If you've got something to say, let's just say it and not sit there acting like the typical producer.
Someone close the main power. Is anyone?
She's dead.
Dead, my God!
Well, that should make you feel better. At least it wasn't the song.
Is anyone coming from the passageway and out the door?
I was by the door. That means they would have had to pass through me. My God.
I'll check the hall.
How about here?
Someone call the police!
Police! Police! Police!
On the phone, Bernice!
The phone's dead, remember?
The closet!
The closet!
The closet!
The phone is in the closet? Renee, would you hold this for a moment?
No. I don't get paid enough for this.
Does this mean the show is canceled?
We'll have a party in the theater lobby. There'll be fruits and snacks, places to relax. Just be back for the second act. Make sure to tell your friends about this wonderful weekend.
You know, I should have listened to my numerologist. She said, stay out of Westchester County. It adds up to death and decay.
Poor Marjorie. She had so many things to live for. Though, at the moment, I can't think of a single one.
You know, I fear Elsa has brought the stage door slasher to Chappaqua.
You think? It couldn't just be someone who wanted Marjorie dead? The Schuberts thing.
What about Elsa?
We put them in a snowdrift. It's the best we could do under the circumstances. It's a blizzard out there. You can't see a foot in front of you.
Or the rest of the body for that matter.
Is this coffee hot? Jeez, it's brutal out here.
Is this hot
Don't
chocolate?
touch that.
What?
I'm no expert, but this stuff smells to me like it was poison. I noticed just for the lights went out around they sniffed it and wouldn't. Hey, where the hell is he anyways?
That's the $64 question.
Oh, Elsa probably added too much salt.
You put salt in hot chocolate?
Sure, should be just as bad, of course, but it really gives it some snap.
Oh, I've never tried it. I've tried a cup of nutmeg, but I haven't
Nutmeg and hot chocolate.
If we leave the rest of the exchange till tomorrow, we've got a killer on the loose.
I found the blueprints
What blueprints?
of the estate. Since Clever cut the power escape from the tunnels, I thought if we examined these passageways, we might find details. And then we could foray into the walls and look for clues. Oh, I'll put together a picnic lunch in case we get lost.
These just show the house. They don't show the passageways.
Of course not. They're secret.
Right now, I want everyone where I can see them.
And I want to look for clues.
I'm in charge of this investigation, and I say we're staying here.
Investigation? What investigation?
Murder investigation. I'm a cop.
Why are you telling them?
This has gone too far for adventures, Miss Winegrass. I am Sergeant Michael Kelly of the NYPD, here on the case of the stage door slasher.
So it's not an audition?
Only for a killer, it seems.
Just my...
See, I told you, and I told you, and I told you, but did anyone listen to me? No, I am just the silly songwriter. I did go to the Boston Conservatory, you know.
I find this exposure unwise, Sergeant.
The killer is working too damn fast. He didn't go for you in the notebook. He went for someone who obviously could expose him somehow. And not just once. We've had 2 murders. Maybe 3. Maybe 4 if we count around.
Who was maybe 3?
There are bloodstains by the French doors.
But nobody else is missing.
Nobody we know about.
Are you saying that there could be somebody missing who wasn't even here in the first place?
But if you're the police, then what was all that nonsense about notifying them in regard to Bibi's book?
A setup.
I was to be bait Renee when the killer came for me and the book. Sergeant Kelly would capture them. Clever, yes.
It was, until you told us all about it.
Obviously, some other people were more dangerous to the killer than this book.
Well, maybe it was a combination of that book and those people that worried the killer. With them out of the way, that book is useless.
That's exactly the way I got it pegged, miss.
Well, I still maintain we should examine those blueprints. The chase is half the fun.
So you're telling me all of that nonsense about Bibi's book was just made up in order to cover the fact—
No, the book is a real report. Sent to the police department from Princeton last week. It contained information that made us reopen the case.
What sort of information?
Look at the last entry.
Piccadilly, 1020.
Oh my God!
What is it for me?
I just got the second act opener! Give me a pen! Oh, that is so annoying.
Well, the Piccadilly was our hotel in New York. What's the 1020?
Your room.
My room?
And the rest of the artistic staff. It's Bibi McAllister's last appointment, the night she was murdered.
Oh, yes, that's all that stuff that Elsa was talking about earlier. Well, obviously, it didn't worry the killer too much.
Why should it? I mean, the staff suite. My God, the key was left at the desk. Everyone, stage managers, designers, everyone had access to those rooms. You reopened this investigation based on one appointment?
We were hoping it might lead to something.
Well, obviously it didn't.
Obviously it did. There are 2 people dead.
The thing I don't understand is why Bibi was in the hotel at all. I mean, show's off the road, everyone's staying at home, and it's a day off when the murder happens. Now, what's a chorus girl do on her day off?
If you want to be here. Huh?
Sleeps.
Okay, she would definitely not put herself where a murderer was loose.
I would think Bibi would want to spend that time with her friends. Wouldn't you, Elsa?
Poor Bibi had many dear friends.
Too many?
There's a list following the appointments. In parentheses, 22, toe shoes, Leo. And then a series of numbers, 288129. Leo could be something astrological.
Isn't 22 a type of gun?
Caliber, yeah. We wondered about that, but there was no gun involved.
2222.
What?
2222. Toe shoes, Leo, leotard. It's as if it was for a ballet class. Although, why she would wear a tutu is beyond me.
Well, what's it look like?
A tutu? It's a little skirt. It's very stiff in front. It kind of goes around in a circle.
She had it on.
What?
We didn't release that to the press. She had it on, and so did the other two.
How were they wearing their hair?
Hair?
Yes, was that the same too?
Now that you mention it, it was. Tight, pulled back like a school teacher.
Ballet dancers. The killer was killing ballet dancers.
Why?
He probably sat through SL feeds one time too many.
Well, what I mean is, they were dressed as ballet dancers, as if it was for some kind of audition or act.
Anyone want to hear the lyric? I think I caught the real flavor of Washington with it. It's called Ways, Means, and Mischief. I'll take it from the chorus.
Oh, Bernice, she works herself much too hard.
Helsa?
You're dead!
Elsa, my God!
I beg your pardon?
Maybe the cold revived her.
Don't anybody move!
Was he lost?
Elsa, you were dead, and you fell from the closet into Bernice's arms.
Oh, Bernice, are you all right?
Perhaps it was someone else. I was in the basement gathering potatoes for the vicious swap.
She's still out there. Dead.
Who is dead?
Elsa, have you a twin?
Jacques, two. I am of triplets. Sisters, but they are in Germany. Elsa?
Someone who looks very much like you was murdered here this afternoon. I will look.
Come this way.
My Mutter und Vater worked in Berlin as laborers at the government printing plant. In 1923, they died when the Karten Bismarcks, equivalent to $5 American, fell on them and they were crushed. My sisters and I were raised by relatives. We saw each other only on Weihnachten, when we met to decorate the Weichterbaum and give out Weichkagunka. My point is, I do not know my sisters.
That woman has absolutely no sense of humor.
Did Elsa accompany you out of town during Manhattan holiday?
No, Helsa was here at the house.
My gosh. Identical triplets. A homicidal maniac. Secret passages.
Beginning to look a lot like one of those Hollywood mysteries you direct, Mr. DeLamaze.
Oh, well, I didn't know you had directed a mystery, Ken.
1. Murder at the Biltmore with William Powell, Myrna Loy, Sidney Blackmer, Ralph Bellamy, Nat Pendleton, Louise Alberton, and Alicia Cook Jr.
Has that been released?
No. Have you seen it?
I think so.
I don't think she looks a thing like me.
Helsa!
She's the spitting image.
Were either of your sisters a ballet dancer by chance?
Dancers? Gott im Himmel, no. Hilda lives in Strasbourg, where she works making sales at the boatyard. Helga lives in Stuttgart, where she makes tables at the beer garden. Now, if you will excuse me, I must get back to the dinner.
You're saying that's not your sister up there.
Anything is possible, but I believe my sisters to be in Germany.
That woman out there is an exact likeness.
My grossvater was a merchant seaman out of Bremen. Perhaps he put ashore in Brooklyn. It is only a train ride from here. Nakba! Mr. O'Reilly is dead also?
We don't know.
See, I told you. 2 murders, and all she's concerned for is O'Reilly.
Obviously, Helsa's lying, though I can't imagine why.
She's covering for him.
I thought espionage was in your blood.
It is. It's just a little sluggish at the moment.
Maybe. Helsa's sister was on her way here and was killed before Helsa knew she arrived.
So why wouldn't she identify her?
Oh, well, perhaps Helsa's sister is the slasher.
Well, if her sister is the slasher, then who slashed her?
I don't know. It's all too confusing.
Nah, it's simple. We've got a sister who's a servant in Chappaqua, a sister who serves sausage and sauerkraut in Stuttgart, and a sister who sews sails somewhere.
Strauslund.
So either Helga from Stuttgart or Hilda from Strauslund, while seeking her sister in a snowstorm in a swanky, secluded section of Chappaqua, is hacked by a homicidal halfwit who thinks either Helga or Hilda is Helsa. Now, ask yourselves why.
Ask myself why, I don't even know what he just said.
Ask myself why what?
Not why what, why who?
Why who what?
No, not why who what. Why what?
Why who what, why?
What?
Because before you ask who, you have to ask why.
Who and how?
How what?
I was just agreeing and how.
Well, maybe it depends on when.
When what?
Please! If you are going to do that again, then I need another drink.
Let me see that book.
Could Helsa be the stage door slasher? That's what we're all thinking, right?
Well, that's obviously what we're all thinking. But why would Helsa murder those 3 women?
Jealousy
Of whom?
of your friends. You said you had many.
I said Phoebe had many.
Really, Renee? If you're going to take the thoughts of others and twist them, I prefer you stick to Jerome Kern. You do that so much better.
I did not steal from Jerome Kern.
She certainly does not.
Thank you, Bernice.
Sigmund Romberg.
Fine. Let's all be viciously funny about my talent. It strikes me as an exceptionally transparent attempt to get us off the subject. Which one of us might have had a motive?
All right. Why don't we start with the well-known fact that you hate dancers?
I do not. I only hate them when they sing.
You did demand those 3 girls be removed from the numbers.
Yes, but not with a knife.
My point is, we can come up with a motive for any one of us. Even me. They were all pregnant or something. But I do not think the killer is in this room.
Well, what about O'Reilly? We haven't seen him since the blackout.
He may be dead.
Or in those tunnels.
Well, we won't know if we don't look. I'm going to serve dinner, and then I suggest an armed foray into those walls. There is another possibility. Perhaps Helsa is her sister.
What?
Just something that happened earlier, when I went to kiss her good morning. Something different.
She kisses her maid good morning?
Okay, now I want to get to solving this thing. So I want to recreate the moment before the crime. I want all of you to show me where you were before the lights went out.
No, well, you've got to be kidding.
No, this can work. Ellery Queen does it all the time.
All right, let's try it. I was over here. Bernice, where were you?
She was over there.
Chair.
We were here.
And poor Marjorie was over there.
This doesn't tell me a goddamn thing!
Well, I, for one, do not think we should let Elsa alone in the kitchen with Helsa.
Wait a second, Ken. I want to read you the second act opener.
Personally, I thought what we had originally was fine.
Marjorie hated it.
Marjorie was dead, Bernice. I don't think you should allow a dead woman's opinion to influence you.
I can't believe one of them could be the slasher.
No, I doubt they are. I got another theory.
You coming to the kitchen?
In a sec.
Find anything interesting?
It's addresses. Appointments in some kind of log. She refers to things she's done that day. CLN, small w/K.
Lunch with Kathy. Another dancer in the show. We already checked all those notes. the ones we can make sense of anyways.
I think it's a code.
A code? Why would she keep a code?
Okay, every so often there's nothing but a list of numbers. See?
Bank accounts. Secret bank accounts.
Yeah, but there's not always an exchange.
I got a theory, and it's based on plain, the old-fashioned police work.
Hey, maybe serial numbers.
Observation. Observation. That's the key. And if I'm right, then someone's in very, very danger. And I think I know who that someone could be.
Maybe the numbers are letter substitutes.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
When you were a kid, didn't you ever send off to Orphan Annie or Jack Armstrong for a secret decoder?
Don Winslow of the Navy. I got a ring.
Yeah, okay, we'll stick with that Orphan Annie system. Okay, let's try to crack it.
What we need is paper. Holding back from the desk drawer.
Another tunnel?
This joint has more surprise than its sal hepatica.
There's more steps leading down.
Are you nuts? Don't go in
I
there.
want to see what's down here.
If you run into the slasher, don't plie.
Looks like a wine cellar.
Great, now come back up. I can't believe you're doing this when there's a killer on the loose. I mean, there's somebody, maybe a raving maniac, with a knife or a saber, and you're walking around down there in the dark instead of up here in the light where it's safe. Oh my god. Ah! Hi! All the dangers are out right now, but I can take a message. Ah! Oh no thanks, I shaved earlier. Besides, I'm a regular barber. Frank, at the Astor, you know him? Ah! Ah! Oh, I get it. You think I'm a dancer. That agent of mine, he'll say anything to get me work. No, I'm a comic. In addition to being a comic, I'm also a ventriloquist. I can throw my voice anywhere. Wine cellars. Eddie! Looking for this? Ah!
Eddie, why did you shut? Eddie?
Ollie and Bertie!
Eddie!
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I'll clip him, so help me, I'll mow him down.
Did you shut me in there, some kind of joke?
The slasher was here.
The slasher was here?
While you were down there, he was up here in a long raincoat and a bag over his head.
What did he look like?
Like a guy with a long raincoat and a bag over his head.
No, I mean, was he small? Was he tall? Was he big? Was he short?
Both, maybe. I was too busy looking at the razor.
I'm getting the others.
No. It could be one of them. He was looking for this. But I took it and ran.
Gee, Eddie. It's kind of brave of you.
Nah, just fast. You see, when you play some of the joints I
Well,
play,
which one of them do you think it is?
I got a theory based on observation.
Oh, Riley?
We thought you were dead.
Oh, sure. So did somebody else. I was hit on me head and left to die.
When was this?
When I was going for the aspirin.
Hope you had a chance to take a couple.
When I come to, I found myself in the tunnels and I've had the devil's own time trying to get out.
There have been 2 murders here.
And what's more, it isn't even an audition. It's a setup to catch the slasher.
Murders? Who?
Miss Baverstock and somebody who's either Helga, Hilda, or Helsa.
Was?
Someone who we think is one of Helsa's twin sisters.
Fell right out of that closet.
Her sister, was it? And Elsa, she's all right.
Yeah, she's all right. She was all concerned about you, too.
Faith, and she's a fine soup of a lass. I think I'll have a spot of brandy to ward off the chill.
Sit still, I'll get it.
Say, how long have you been in this country? true, Mr. O'Reilly.
What?
Well, you are Irish-born. I asked you how long you've been in America.
Sure, are you familiar with Ireland, Glean?
I've never been there, no.
Well, there's a spot in County Blarney which the sun coming over the McNamara Mountains hits first, waking the fine village of McGillicuddy to another of God's fine days. It's there that I'm from, and it's there that I'll ever be.
You want to know better than to ask an Irishman where he's from? We could have been here all night.
Sure, and it's as warm as a bog of peat in August.
Have I seen you on anything on Broadway, Mr. O'Reilly?
Are you writing a book about me, miss?
Dinner is served! Oh, Mr. O'Reilly, you've returned to us.
He was hit on the head and left to die.
My dear, we've unleashed something horrible in this house tonight. However, the vichyssoise is ready, and... Where is Sergeant Kelly?
We thought he was with you.
Perhaps he went to wash up. Come along, everyone else is in the dining room. Let's eat so we can get down to the serious business of the evening.
I don't think he's Irish.
Easy enough to tell. We give him some more brandy and see if he starts to sing, fight, or write a poem.
Begorra, I went and forgot me drink. Elsa, dinner is served. Elsa, they tell me your sister is dead. Are you in mourning? Elsa, come out. I think we should talk. Ah! Don't look, O'Reilly's maid. Gee, and I thought they were getting along so well.
I'm going to get help.
Hey, ask if we're having meat or fish.
Where did they go? He's trying to kill her. We've got to help.
Help how?
Where's that cop?
I'm going into that tunnel.
Are you crazy? Don't go in there.
It's useless to try to stop her.
We can't just stand here and do nothing.
Sure we can! Look, we need to trap him from two different directions. Nikki, you'll go in through here, and I'll enter through the billiard room.
That's the billiard room?
Yes.
Interesting that you would place it over here next to the parlor, really.
Well, it used to be the music room, you see, but...
I would have put it closer to the solarium.
Can we hold the architectural discussions till later? He could be killing her. I'm going in.
I'll go with you. Two can die as easy as one.
Take this flashlight so you can see what you're up against.
See it? Wants to see it.
Play the radio very loudly. That way we can always find this room.
If you can find the red network of NBC, Phil's Fatality is all-girl orchestra should be on right now.
I warn you, it's a labyrinth there. Stay close together.
I dream of Jeannie with the light brown
Please,
hair.
Renee, anything but that.
Like a vapor.
Very under snow in this blizzard fast reaching catastrophic proportions. Transportation is halted. Governor Lehman and Mayor LaGuardia declared that a state of emergency.
Oh my god, all we need now is a power a failure.
From your mouth to God's ear.
There are storm lanterns in the pantry. Someone help me get them.
Ouch, I just bumped into the piano.
That was my head.
Sorry. Are you coming, Renee?
Are you still sitting on the floor, Bernice?
I'm not moving until the lights come back on. I'm just going to sit here with this bottle of wine and relax.
All right, we'll be back for you. Come on.
There's mischief in Washington, and guess who has to pay? There's mix-ups in Washington, and guess who is it?
You have not seen me.
Not in years.
Das Eisenbrochen!
Ken, where are you?
In the corridor.
You will tell no one you saw me.
My lips are sealed.
If you tell, I will drag you into the tunnels where no one can find you. Have you ever been stripped, tied to a ball, and whipped? Well,
do I have to answer that?
Here's the library.
one word and you die.
She's in the closet! She's in the closet! Who is? Elsa! She's in the closet!
What is she?
Oh my
I'm going for that police officer. Stay here in case he comes out of the wall.
Out of the walls? Oh yes, I forgot we're visiting the House of Usher.
Out of the walls? Out of the walls? That's it, Renee! The second act opener should be a waltz!
A waltz?
Dick Rogers does one every show, Ken.
Bernice, this is not the place, and it certainly is not the time.
Isn't the time, Renee? Isn't the time? I am creating! Don't tell me it isn't the time! The contractions are beginning, and she tells me it isn't the time! I have been stopped from giving birth! I'm out here tonight! Ken!
Has anyone seen the maid?
She's in the closet!
She's got a butcher's knife.
I've got a gun.
Well, what's an Irish tenor doing with a gun?
I'm not Irish. I'm Italian. Lieutenant Tony Garibaldi, NYPD, working on the case that staged to a slasher. The maid is a slasher, and she's on her way up the river. Okay, Wenzel, you heard me? Come out with your hands high. Wenzel, I'm gonna count to 10. 1, 2, 3,
He's counting in
Yeah.
German.
Well, Elsa's German.
6,
5.
Oh, no one
Sieben.
knows the Republican.
8, 9.
Well, actually, she couldn't
Ten.
go on even if she wanted to. The door's locked.
Well, unlock it. Oh, hi, boy, am I glad to see you. We were walking around in those tunnels and the flashlight went out. We would have gotten separated, but I held her hand and led her back to safety. Come on, Nikki. We're back in the house. Where'd you come from? What happened to Nikki? What? Oh, I can't understand you because you have that gag in your mouth. What did you say?
I said take this goddamn gag out of my mouth.
Did you pass the maid in there? Who knows? It's too dark to see anything.
Elsa's the stage door slasher.
And she's down there with Nikki? I'll take care of this.
No, this is a job for the police.
But he is the police. Lieutenant Tony somebody.
Yes, he was working on the slasher case.
Not aware.
Headquarters?
What division?
Erie Crimes.
Erie Crimes Division.
Yeah, it's a new thing the
You got a
commission is...
badge.
Of course he does. He just showed it to us.
Come on, pal, let's see some ID.
Sure. Hands up! Everyone, over there! Move! Move! Move!
It's my badge, right? You're the son of a bitch that cocked me on the head, right?
I needed the ID. Almost virtual bumble nuts, yes, spoiled everything. Hey, just a minute.
I can't find that police officer anywhere. Oh, hello, everyone.
Careful, Elsa.
Hands up and Stop your squawking, sister.
What's gone into Mr. O'Reilly?
He's not O'Reilly.
I am Klaus Stansdorf of the Jechheim Staatspolizei.
The Gestapo?
Temporarily assigned to the German consulate of New York as a cultural attaché.
What's the Gestapo want to do with the stage door slasher?
What I want is for you, Sergeant Kelly, to take the lantern and lead the way into the closet.
You can go to hell.
Bitter, Sergeant Kelly. I could easily have killed you before, but I didn't. Why not? Professional courtesy. Take the lantern!
No!
I suggest the rest of you turn your heads, as the bullet from this gun makes quite a large hole!
Don't make a move, Daddy, or you'll be pushing up daisies. Ensign Nicole Crandall, United States Naval Intelligence.
We're gonna need to run.
In Henry, I'll get it.
I'll go with her. She shouldn't be alone.
Oh, well, I'm not staying here with all these guns leaving around. Bernice.
Scotch and soda.
Oh, never
Up
mind.
against the piano, broadhead.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
Basic training.
Oh, that's pretty basic, all right.
Okay, I'll take over here.
Naval intelligence, I'll be damned.
We've been after this guy for 3 weeks.
No wonder you were always walking in tunnels. You were packing a heater in your handbag.
This cat a spy or something?
Worse, he's a saboteur. His name is Dieter Wenzel.
That's the wrong man!
Shut your trap.
Wenzel?
That's right, Helse's brother.
What's he doing here?
Well, the Nazis landed this guy and 5 others on Long Island 3 weeks ago. We caught 4 of them in Sag Harbor posing as novelists.
My name is Klaus Stansdorf!
Baloney! The saboteurs had false identities, $500,000, and a mission to blow up installations all over this country to effectively retard our nation's communication system.
I thought the post office was already doing that.
But this guy and a guy named Franz Becker decided the money was more important than the fatherland and took off with the do-re-mi.
So where's this guy's buddy, Becker?
Well, this Kotzenjammer kid here thought the money was more important, right, Fritz?
Wrong! I killed Becker because he was a traitor, Doomkopf!
Hey, who you calling Doomkopf?
Here I'm calling Doomkopf. You I call bumper nuts.
Just wanted to get that straight.
So how'd you get on this guy's trail?
Well, Naval Intelligence knew he had twin sisters. We thought it was a long shot, but he might go for them as well.
They sent you alone against the killer.
Okay, I was the only agent who could sing harmony.
Listen to me, all of you! Your lives are in great danger.
Okay, pal, we're all ears.
My name is not Dieter Wenzel. Dieter Wenzel is an officer in AMPA, German military counterintelligence. He's also a homicidal maniac.
A homicidal maniac? How'd he get into the German army?
We recruited him.
And he's doing all the killing.
Of course.
And where is he now?
He is.
All right, here's the rope. I'll tie him up. I'm very handy with half hitches.
Oh!
That's it. It's gone. The lyric is gone, and I'll never get it back.
He's dead.
There's blood on these books. The knife came right through here.
Moby Dick. I don't know how a knife could get through that. I couldn't even finish the first chapter.
Oh my God.
He was stabbed through the bookcase.
This is about where I was grabbed.
There's a passage there.
I'm going in.
No, son. It's useless. That passage branches off into 5 others.
Oh my God.
He was stabbed through the bookcase and practically fell on Bernice.
Oh, Bernice, are you all right?
I cannot work in this environment, Renee. These people have no respect for an artist. It's casting swirls before pine. I am very drunk.
No good. It splits off 5 different ways just inside. Look, I want to take this thing one step at a time. Now first, I want to get this guy outside with the others. A couple of you give me a hand.
Poor BB's book. Someone was trying to work out the code.
I was.
I love codes. It's like playing Bach. BB was substituting numerals for consonants on a triplet basis.
Well, how does it work?
It's very, very simple. Come.
Hey, can we pick up my earbuds this time?
It's very, very, very easy, especially since BB repeats number sets. Okay, this becomes A, P, P, L, apples. This becomes oranges. This is corn. Apples repeats. Then there's peppermint. Seems to be some sort of ongoing shopping list. What do you make of that?
Apples, oranges, corn, peppermint.
Well, it might be some type of salad.
Oh, really? I would tend to think the peppermint might overdominate.
Oh no, not the one allowed to stand for too long.
Well, the sweetness of the orange is good.
Word substitutes!
Word substitutes! The words are word substitutes.
Excuse me, gnade Frau, but the beef is getting dry.
Put your hands up!
What is wrong with you people?
We know you are the stage door slasher, Helsa.
You threatened me with a butcher knife.
When you open the closet? 9. In addition to keeping the dinner warm, I have been running through those tunnels trying to keep from being murdered by my homicidal maniac of a brother.
Dieter Wenzel?
Ja. He came here seeking refuge, posing as an Irish tenor.
Patrick O'Reilly.
Ja.
But he's dead. They're burying him in a snowdrift right now.
I will look. Ja. That is Dieter. Poor Dieter. He was a very famous entertainer in Berlin, you know. Now he lies in a snowdrift with strangers.
I hope there isn't a sudden thaw. I don't know what the milkman would think.
He was trying to kill you earlier?
Ja, he knew I would turn him into the authorities. You shot him, did you?
He was stabbed through the bookcase.
Mein Gott, the tunnels!
What about them?
There is something else in there. Something evil. I have brushed against it in the dark.
Have you seen it?
If it is human, it is in all black, with the smell of death. It is demonic, and it begs for us all. Should I put the cucumbers back on ice, gnade Frau?
Yes, I suppose so.
Something evil.
I'm going for that sergeant.
Did Helsa actually threaten you?
Oh, yes, she held a knife, but then we slammed the door in her face.
So she could be telling the truth.
If she is, I think that we should get out of this house as quickly as possible, blizzard or no blizzard.
If she is, it makes it all that more important that we crack this code.
Well, what does it say about the night of the murder?
Piccadilly, 10:20. Tutu, toe shoes, Leo, corn. What's another word for corn?
No.
But I am the only one with even the slightest knowledge of those passages. I have to go in.
It is too dangerous for a woman.
Not with this. The personal derringer which General von Grossington carried as the personal bodyguard to the Archduke Ferdinand.
You know how to use that thing.
Sergeant, I've shot the O out of every stop sign in Westchester County.
That's good enough for me. Okay, here's the plan.
Everyone, we've cracked part of the code in BB's book. Okay, the night of the murder, it was Piccadilly, 10:20, Tutu, toe shoes, Leo, corn.
Corn? What's corn?
A word substitute, we think.
You think? She was a dancer, wasn't she? Maybe she had corns. Okay, here's the plan. We go in from 3 passages out of here. 1 gun to a passage. And the 4th gun stays here in case a fiend or whatever it is comes out of the walls. You take that passage. Eddie, you pulled me out of those tunnels pretty good. You take this and go in through there.
If this thing don't have a flag that pops out that says bang, I don't know how to use it. I've played some tough rooms in my life. This one takes the cake.
And sign newspaper.
Aye, sir. I want to work on this code anyways.
Is there any place the tunnels don't lead?
Pantry?
You three go into the pantry. That way you'll be safe.
Safety is exactly what I had in mind.
Come on, Bernice, we're moving on.
Oh, good. Anything open this late?
All set? Let's go.
Move carefully. It's a maze in there.
You gonna be all right?
Yeah. Are you gonna be all right?
I asked you first. All right, listen. If I'm not back in 24 hours, cancel my ad in Variety.
Renee and Bernice are all tucked in, surrounded by frying pans. Let's hope they don't get into a fight over a lyric.
Shouldn't you stay with them?
I figured I should be here with you. You've got a job watching 3 secret passages at once.
Thanks.
Still working on that book.
These foods are word substitutes. I just cannot figure them out.
Another code. And locked in BB's head forever, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I must congratulate you, Ensign, on your performance. As a chorus girl, very convincing, very detailed. The appearance, the walk. The trip over the suitcase was an excellent choice.
I mean, that was kind of me.
On your language, swell, so typically crass. The ring of pure, banal truth.
That was kind of me too. You know, I was hopeful. You know, knocking around in the great white way before I joined the Navy.
I see. Did you by chance audition for me?
I don't know, Mr. Delamaze. Maybe one of the many auditions that I went on were for you. Let's see. Did you direct?
I think I would have singled you out.
I doubt that.
As different from the rest.
Different?
You didn't see yourself as different from the tawdry, shop-worn, self-involved, run-of-the-mill chorus girl?
Gee, no. I thought most of them were pretty nifty.
Nifty. The chase must be going badly. I'd expected to hear shots ringing from the walls by now.
You know, now that I think about it, maybe I did audition for you. Let's see, did you direct I Married an Angel?
That was Josh Logan.
Okay, let's see. I auditioned for Boys from Syracuse.
George Abbott.
Singing Out the News, Who's Who.
Charlie Friedman, Leonard Sillman.
Who's Who? People.
What?
The foods are word substitutes for people. Okay, so that night it was Corn Piccadilly 1020. Who was Corn? Corn. Corny. Comedian in the show, maybe. What's another word for corn? Corn. Maze. Oh my god!
Final Vance would have gotten it much sooner, my pretty. Now you and I will take a swell trip.
Naturally, Bernice needs another drink, so once again, I have been elected. Oh my god.
Don't do anything foolish, Renee.
No, I don't want to deal with this. I absolutely refuse to deal with this.
I suppose you think I'm crazy. Well, I'm not crazy!
Ken! I am not being dragged into a psychological discussion with you. God knows I am not feeling secure enough about myself to hear about your problems.
How silly of me. I must have turned left. Ken! What are you doing? Don't tell me you're the stage door slasher.
I am.
I told you not to tell me.
Put your gun on the piano, Elsa, and get over there.
Excuse me.
Bernice!
I have the wrong room.
Don't move! Over by the piano.
But why, Ken, why?
Why what?
Why did you kill all those girls?
My mother was a great person.
Oh, for God's sake.
A simple woman born of simple stock.
It's gonna be a long story, Ken.
My father left her for a ballet dancer.
I knew it!
She was beautiful.
Oh, the ballet dancer?
No, my mother. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, well, if you loved her so much, when was the last time you called her?
I mean, it's been a couple months, sure, but what do you care anyway? You're going to die. All of you. It just remains to determine how.
Ken, I am not putting on a tutu for anyone.
A fire, of course. What could be more natural with so many lanterns burning? This house burning down to the ground will keep me warm enough till help comes, don't you think? Renee, stand up. Elsa, sit down. Bernice, put your hands on the piano. Act natural. Nice. Don't look at the gun. Nice. Good composition. Reminiscent of the final scene from Berlin Calling, a picture I made with Paul
For
Lucas,
heaven's sake, again?
Helmut Dantin, Konrad Veidt, George Coulouris, Oscar Homolka, and Merle Oberon. A picture which I assume you have all seen, since you've seen everything else I've done that hasn't been released yet. Little matter, since you are all going to die. Now, how to make the flames spread more quickly?
Try cognac.
Eddie, you're just in the nick of time.
I was no sooner in those tunnels when it hit me what Miss Von Grossen,
Newton.
said.
What did I say?
It's a maze in there. What's another word for corn? Maze. Ken de la Maze. I've been trying to find my way back ever since.
Excuse me. If you're done with that cognac bottle, could I borrow it?
Bernice, you've had enough to drink.
You don't have to count, Renee. We're not at your house.
Ken de la Maze, the stage door slasher.
Sure. He killed those dancers, so he went to the one place where his madness, his paranoia, and his inhuman murderous tendencies would never be noticed.
Where was that?
Hollywood.
Well, we'd best go find the sergeant and tell him the chase is over. He could be wandering around in there for hours. Eddie, will you go that way? And Siren, can you hold down the fort? Sure. Is there any rope in the closet? Bernice?
Well, with the killer caught, I guess it's okay this time.
Jesus, I am so tired of constantly having to pick this one up off the floor. Yes, this calls for strong coffee.
Did she get the rope?
What?
The rope?
Oh yes, of course, here it is, of course!
Listen, I really prefer being the comic to the hero because when you're the hero, you spend half the time scared out of your wits. Well, I better go back into those tunnels and tell Kelly we caught the slasher.
And the slasher.
But what about the sister who sells sausage? All right, I'll be right back. Put another dot on that.
Where is everyone?
I did. Be quiet. Don't scream once you may not get hurt. I know you have a gun and identification as naval intelligence. Where are they? Oh! I also know what you are thinking. You are thinking, this woman, who is more feminine than I am, I can probably take that knife away from another more feminine woman. I am trained in hand-to-hand combat. Yes, but can you? From a man!
Oh my
God! The handbag! Oh, Miss Super Spy! If your naval intelligence was even a little bit intelligent, they would have known that I, the great Dieter Wenzel, was once the toast of the Berlin Cabaret, even more famous than Sally Bowes.
A female impersonator?
Jean is the best. I drew Norette Lange, Josephine Baker, and the great Dietrich. Also, my legs are better.
Then that means you killed
everyone.
Marjorie Baverstock.
I thought she was Marlene von Grossington. She was sitting under that chair, and I thought, with her out of the way, this house would have been mine! I also wanted people to think the slasher was here. Does it turn out? He actually was. I also killed the Gestapo agent.
Oh, really?
No. O'Reilly! Just a little joke from the cabaret days.
Then O'Reilly actually was...
As he told you, Klaus Sandstroff. When Klaus and Franz took off with Fatherland's money, Franz must have hid in New York. He killed them. Must have had information on my sister, so he came here.
Then it was your sisters who...
Twin sisters.
You killed your own twin
We
sister.
were never close! And I needed her identity, as I now need yours!
I'll get away with it. I have $250,000. And this is America.
Wait a minute, how do you know so much about what's going on? You weren't...
Super spy. The walls have eyes. As well as ears. Get up. And now, you will disappear forever in the walls of this ridiculous house. Stand still. Don't move. I'm a skilled marksman. My dear, the safety is on, Mr. Lone Ranger. Over there, next to her. Oh, a Luger. German gun. The best! Yes. Oh, yes.
What did she do to her hair?
She's a guy.
Then why is he wearing a dress? Oh, I get it. You're trying to stay out of the army.
Very interesting country, America. Where else would you find a super spy and a comedian in the same room?
The White House, probably.
I suppose. All right, now you two have to go on to the tunnels.
What's he so burnt up about anyhow? You asked him to do the windows or something?
This is Dieter Wenzel.
The homicidal maniac? We could be in a lot of trouble.
I'm going to heal you.
That won't be so easy.
Why is that?
Because I'm scared of guns. So naturally, when they ask me to walk around with that in those tunnels, I remove the bullets. This cognac really packs a punch.
Eddie, you're just in the nick of time, second time.
You tie him, her, them up. And I'll keep an eye on him.
Don't anybody move!
It's okay, Sarge. We've caught the killers.
This is the stage door slasher.
No, I'm the lyricist.
Over here, Sarge.
Hello, is everyone all right?
This is the stage door slasher.
Elsa is a Nazi saboteur.
Elsa, a saboteur?
Well, only it's not Elsa, it's Elsa's twin brother, Dieter, female impersonator.
Yes, darling, help me out, please. I'm Andrew Laurette Lanier, Josephine Baker, and Dietrich.
Really? Do you do Judy Garland?
Oh, no, honey, her voice is too rangy for me.
Oh, really? I would have thought if you did Loch Lenya, then maybe...
Well, Lenya is more of a chest voice, Garland has more.
Could we leave the musical discussion for another day? I want to lock these two up.
I warn you, I have connections in very high places. I know Harry Cohn and Jack Warner personally. I have lunch with Llewellyn Parsons.
Come on, you.
I have friends in Hollywood who are destined for political greatness. Unknown actors today, but someday...
Fine. Link them into offices and appoint you to their cabinet.
They will!
On for my final act, I will be singing. Oh, no, please!
Okay, I'll save that for 6.
I will!
We caught the saboteur and the slasher. I think we'll make it on Windshell.
We are restored to the world. Oh, I think the success of our adventure calls for a celebration. Let's repair to the dining room for crepes flambé von Grossignutten.
Those aren't made of corn, are they?
Corn? Corn! Of course! Corn! That's it, Renee!
What's it?
We're wrong for setting the musical in Washington. These are troubled times. Times that call for celebrating the true spirit of America. Cornfields, cowboys, those surreys with that frilly little crap on top. We should set the musical in Nebraska.
Nebraska. Nebraska. Yo!
Well, you two performed quite heroically. The Navy will be proud of you, Nicole. I intend to write Eleanor about you. As for you, Mr. McEwen, I'm sorry this was not a real audition, or you certainly would have gotten the part.
Well, but he did get the girl.
He did? I mean, I did.
How can I resist a guy who's running out of walls whenever I need him?
Gotta warn you, I ain't a hero naturally.
Okay, no one's a hero naturally, and anyways, I'm not interested in heroics. I'm interested in chemistry.
That I got covered.
I know, you inherited it.
But a storm
Elsa?
Nein, I'm her cousin Katerina, the cook from Koblenz.